Hello all, today we will discuss about chest x-ray reading. First we have to mention name, age and sex if it is given in the chest x-ray. Next AP view versus PA view. So if it is AP view, then clavicles are higher, ribs will be more oblique and heart shadow looks bigger, that is there will be apparent cardiomegaly and vertebral column can be seen through cardiac shadow. Next side. Normally, fundic gas bubble, aortic knuckle, apex of heart will be on left side. Next positioning. Distance from medial end of clavicle to spinous process of vertebra at the same level should be equal. Next, good inspiratory effort is there or not. So if there is good inspiratory effort, 6th rib anteriorly and 10th rib posteriorly can be seen. If there is inadequate inspiratory effort, cardiomegaly, apparent cardiomegaly or bibasilar consolidation because of vascular crowding can be there. Next, soft tissues, breast shadow. Breast shadow, if prominent, can be mistaken for consolidation or pleural effusion, and border of shadow can be traced outside the skeletal limits of chest wall. Next, nipple shadow. Nipple shadow is 0.5 to 1 centimeter, usually in the intercostal space, and it can be confused with the intrapulmonary, parenchymal or pleural shadows. So to differentiate, repeat chest x-ray with nipple marker in inspiration. If the shadow moves up, it is nipple shadow, and if the shadow moves down, it is intrapulmonary shadow. Next, companion shadows. Companion shadows are due to thick soft tissues and it can be seen parallel with bony landmark and usually 2 to 3 millimeter. So here we can see clavicle companion shadow. Here we can see rib companion shadow. Next, manubrium shadow. Manubrium shadow is seen just below the sternal end of clavicle and usually seen when X-ray is taken with slight rotation. Differential diagnosis is mediastinal tumor. Here we can see calcifications of costal cartilage. Next, look bony cage. So in bony cage we can see proximal humerus, clavicles, scapula, ribs, sternum, vertebra. So look for any fractures. Other diseases like multiple myeloma, Paget's disease, bone malignancies, primary or metastatic, osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis in acromioclavicular glenohumeral joints. Next, look rib notching. Rib notching is seen in coarctation of aorta, pulmonary stenosis or pulmonary atresia, superior vena cava obstruction, neurofibromatosis. Next, look rib erosion. Rib erosion is seen in CA bronchus, metastasis, multiple myeloma, osteomyelitis, lymphoma. Next, look diaphragm. So level of diaphragm and descent on inspiration. Right hemidiaphragm will be normally higher than left by 1 interspace. Failure of descent may be due to reduced lung complaints as in COPD, lymphangitis, carcinomatosa, etc. Next, look trachea. So in trachea we have to look tracheal air column and tracheal calcification and look for any paratracheal lymph node, tracheal shift, scuba-trachea, compression of tracheal air column, retrosternal goiter, etc. Next, tracheal air column. Tracheal air columns, there will be normally slight deviation to left at the level of aortic arch and it divide to right and left main bronchi. Tracheal calcification. Here we can see tracheal calcifications. Here we can see paratracheal lymph node. Next, tracheal shift. Tracheal shift can be either push effect or pull effect. Push effect is tracheal shift plus abnormality on the opposite side. That is push effect. So it can be seen in pneumothorax, hydropneumothorax, pleural effusion. Then tracheal shift pull effect, that is tracheal shift plus abnormality on the same side, pull effect. So it can be seen in fibrosis, collapse. Next, scabbard trachea. Scabbard is the overprotective cover of sword, and this is scabbard trachea. Tracheal air column gets compressed or displaced due to enlarged thyroid. Here we can see retrosternal goiter compressing and displacing the tracheal air column. Here we can see tracheoesophageal fistula through barium swallow through. Next, carina. We have to look carina and carinal angle. Carina is the place where trachea bifurcates into right and left main bronchi. Increased carinal angle is seen in subcarinal lymph node enlargement, left upper lobe atelectasis, left atrial enlargement. Next, hilum. In hilum, we can see pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein, central bronchi, and both hilum must be clearly seen. And if it is not clearly seen, or if it is the indistinct hilum, we have to suspect mass or lymph node. And the left hilum is normally higher than the right hilum. So in hilum we have to look first position, left is normally higher than right. Next, contour, whether distinct or indistinct. If it is indistinct, suspect mass or lymph node. And look for calcifications like eggshell calcification as in silicosis, sarcoidosis, central calcification as in granuloma, eccentric calcifications. Next, cardiac silhouette, that is outline of heart. Right heart border and left heart border can be seen. Right heart border from above downwards, we can see superior vena cava, azygous vein, ascending aorta, right atrium, inferior vena cava. Then left heart border from above downwards, we can see aortic arch, aortic knuckle, main pulmonary artery, left atrial appendage if it is enlarged, left ventricle. Next, cardiomegaly. Cardiomegaly is present when cardiothoracic ratio is more than 50%. Next, left ventricular hypertrophy. It's appreciated in PA view, and the angle between apex and diaphragm will be obtuse, and the heart seems to go below diaphragm, and in lateral view retrocardiac space will be obliterated. Next, right ventricular hypertrophy. Here the angle between apex and diaphragm is acute. Heart seems to enlarge outwards, and the lateral view shows retrosternal space obliterated. Next, aorticopulmonary window. This is aorticopulmonary window, that is concavity between aortic knob and left pulmonary artery, and it may be filled up by lymphadenopathy. Next, aortic knob, mural calcification, crescent shaped opacity. Next, pulmonary artery, prominent pulmonary artery. Prominent pulmonary artery can be seen in increased flow rate states like ASD, increased pulmonary artery pressure, and also as normal variant in young. Next, narrow pedicle sign. It can be either due to aorta or by pulmonary artery. If it is by aorta, then it's due to supravalvular aortic stenosis, ASD. And if it is by the cause of pulmonary artery, then it's due to supravalvular pulmonary stenosis, pulmonary atresia. Next, pleura. Pleura, we have to look costophrenic angle, whether blunting is there or not. Then if there is blunting, it may be due to fluid, fibrosis or mass. Next, lungs. In lungs, we have to look symmetry, size, relative densities, lung markings. Most of linear shadows are due to vessels, and the branching shadows are vascular in origin, and non-branching is usually pathological. Next, size. So reduced size of lung on one side plus parenchymal shadows on same side, we have to suspect fibrosis, collapse, mass. Next, opposite of that, reduced size of one side plus shadows on opposite side. So that can be due to, as in pneumothorax, hydropneumothorax, pleural effusion. Next, lung fields. Here we can see either increased lucency or hyperlucency, opacities, calcifications, hollow circular shadows. Increased lucency or hyperlucency. If there is hyperlucency on both sides of lung plus lung markings present plus flattened diaphragm, it is a narrowed heart, may suggest emphysema. If there is hyperlucency on one side plus lung markings present, may suggest compensatory emphysema or obstructive emphysema. And if there is increased lucency or hyperlucency on one side plus absent lung markings and margin of collapsed lung present, then it is due to pneumothorax. Then if hyperlucency on one side plus absent lung markings with lower wall thick, then it can be either emphysematous bulla or cavity. Then hollow circular lesions like ring shadows as in bronchiectasis. Then hollow circular lesions cavity. Hollow circular lesions bullae. Then hollow circular lesions cyst has an hydatid cyst. Then hollow circular lesions pneumatocyst. Dense lesions in lung fields. One is cotton wool infiltrates. Then alveolar lesions, either due to pulmonary infarction, lobar consolidation. Next, interstitial shadows, as in interstitial pneumonia, sarcoidosis, pulmonary edema. Peribronchial lesions, as in bronchopneumonia. Miliary shadows, as in miliary TB, eosinophilia. Circular solid lesions, as in solitary pulmonary nodule, multiple pulmonary nodules. Next, calcifications, as in TB, histoplasmosis, asbestosis, hydatid cyst. Next, lung zones. So lung zones, apex is above clavicles, and so upper zone, mid zone and lower zone are there. Upper zone is up to lower margin of second rib, and mid zone is lower margin of second rib to lower margin of fourth rib, and lower zone is bases, that is from fourth rib to diaphragm. Lung fields, site apex, the pathology is usually seen at TB, bullae, Pangos tumor. Mid zone, consolidation, pulmonary edema, miliary TB, fibrosis, TB, sarcoidosis. Bases, pathology is seen at consolidation as in pneumonia, bronchiectasis, fibrosing alveolitis, collapse, TB, tumor. Diffuse, as in pulmonary edema, miliary TB, bronchopneumonia, fibrosing alveolitis. Thank you.